So, approximately 1 out of 3 people, irrespective whether it is metro city or a small village, everyone's using WhatsApp.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I know now the disappearing messages are happening. Like some people are using it, but it's not very common.
There are also methods where people, set up call forwarding by asking you to dial a particular code.
Yes.
So it's generally, *121* star or a similar code wherein your calls get forwarded. Your OTPs get forwarded to a particular number. So they scam you into doing that, and what would happen is that after that, your banking transactions, OTPs would be received by them. Welcome to a new episode of Man vs. Scam. I am Brijesh Singh.
I'm Utkarshika.
Today we are going to discuss WhatsApp account takeovers and its implications.
So, how many people do you think uses WhatsApp across the world in India?
I think almost everybody I know uses WhatsApp.
So, approximately 1 out of 3 people, irrespective whether it is metro city or a small village, everyone's using WhatsApp.
Quite possible.
What do you think happens when you get scammed on WhatsApp, via WhatsApp? That becomes the medium.
I think it's quite an attractive platform for anybody who wants to be a scamster because it's popular and it cuts across rural, urban, everywhere, across genders, across ages. It's a fairly popular platform. Everybody uses it. So, like, there are apps which you have but you don't use.
Yeah.
This is an app which you are using almost every day for communication. Even there are groups for families, right?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
are saying that pick up child from school or get milk or something, like get groceries.
Yeah.
Or people are talking to drivers. So this has become an app which is a daily necessity.
It's so integrated in your day-to-day life, right?
Absolutely.
Back in the day, there was messages that we
Yes.
would use, but now WhatsApp, one, internet, cost, accessibility,
Yeah.
and like you said, it has no gender, no age group. Everyone's using. A child
True.
is using it, and my
True.
parents and grandparents are also using it because it has so many things that we can do. But that also poses a lot of risk, right? Because of the number of people using it and the number of people of different intellect also using it imposes different kinds of threats. Let's just talk about some of the incidents that has happened. And a lot of scams are happening via WhatsApp. So do you want to talk about some of these incidents that you have personally seen?
But what you're saying is true, actually. The popularity of that platform or operating system, let's say Windows versus Linux versus Mac OS.
Yeah.
So the number of malware would always be made more for more popular platforms because that guy is trying to maximize his profit.
Yeah.
Because if he's going for, let's say, a very obscure Unix-like operating system, there would be very few users. So the more popular the platform, there is a greater possibility of that platform being targeted, either with social engineering or with malware or with any other kind of hacking attempts. Now, recently there was a spate of WhatsApp account takeovers. And this group of friends I know were holidaying somewhere, and another one calls me up frantically and says that his account has been hijacked. So now, this is how it went. That this guy is sitting holidaying somewhere, aram se, near the beach, and he gets a 6-digit code. And while he's getting the code, on his screen, somebody calls up and says, look, sorry, I accidentally sent you this code. Can you just send it back to me? This guy types and sends it back. As he does it, his account gets taken over. Now, once his account is taken over, there is an automated messaging which starts working, and all his contacts are getting a message from him.
Yeah.
Saying that, hey, I accidentally sent this code. Can you return this code? And then it starts like wildfire. Account after account after account are getting taken over. So irony is that there is nothing you can do in real time to stop this.
So let's just break this down. Anytime someone is using a new device or wants to log in to WhatsApp, on phones, people usually put up, like, I can put your number. All I need is a verification code.
Yes.
To get into your WhatsApp, and all your chats and everything and all the contacts that are on the WhatsApp, all your existing live chats would be something that I will have access to.
You will have the account.
Yes. That basically also converts into a lot of data that you share amongst yourself.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I'm sending Aadhaar card, I'm sending my PAN card, I'm sending my private pictures, maybe,
Oh, yes.
odd pictures, family pictures,
Yes.
anything that is right there as a part of media on your
Yeah.
WhatsApp. And people store it. It's not like, I know now the disappearing messages are happening, like some people are using it, but it's not very common.
But you're backing up your account.
Absolutely.
Right? You're backing it up on Gmail, G Drive, or on iCloud. So once your account gets taken over, the person can simply take over all your archived chats and all your this thing stored pictures.
So that's one way on the phone how they do this. Now, second, and I remember sending you this reel. The second is via desktop, right? Everyone, if they're using their laptop, they're not constantly on their phone. They're also using WhatsApp via QR code.
Right.
Right. All you have to do is scan the QR code, and then all your WhatsApp data and chats and everything is on the desktop.
Right.
Now, that is very scary because QR codes, of course, are very easiest to get into. So, I recently saw this reel where they had put up this flyers all over South Bombay saying, Naman, you've cheated me. And, please be aware. And it was all over, like all over South Bombay. There were flyers. Now, the flyers had QR codes. So, people were really interested and they scanned the QR code and
they
to
don't
see the
even know
pictures.
Naman.
Yeah, they don't even know. Like, they thought that it's some interesting gossip. I think we are one
We
of
are
those
primed
people ना जो
for-
JCB के सामने बैठ जाते हैं देखने की क्या हो रहा है पता है कि वो खुद रहा है ना मतलब but people are so interested in different people's life that they were interested
primed for
in who is this
stupidity.
Naman, who has he cheated, are there pictures, are there spicy pictures, like but people actually scanned now. But it was a marketing gimmick from one of the companies. The thing is, it's still QR code.
Yeah, true.
Right? You were scanning QR code.
True.
Now imagine if someone has the access not on the phone but on desktop. And it is so common that just out of virality, out of being curious, out of being that nosy auntie, you are letting your phone being scanned or just being around, right?
True.
Now imagine me putting that up in one of the hotspot, right? Let's say there is a fest that is happening. There is an event concert that is happening. And someone just puts up the scanner or the QR code in there. And people go and scan. All you need is one person. Like you said, one person has about 500 contacts on their phone.
True.
And then it just spreads like a wildfire.
But QR is something which is like a language.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a visual language where you can code anything.
Yeah.
So you can have your visiting card, you can encode it, you can encode a URL, you can encode your Instagram accounts, anything. And once somebody scans it, the phone renders it to, let's say it wants to take it to a URL or do whatever a set of actions. So a QR code has vulnerability. Imagine payment, you do all your
WhatsApp payments.
WhatsApp payments. Apart from that, I think Paytm or
all those are QR codes.
All those are QR codes. So QRs have these vulnerabilities. It depends on how you use them. Now, this becomes a method for the attacker to compromise. So even your WhatsApp accounts can be compromised if you share the QR code.
I know that we were discussing about this, but the integrations now, of course, this acquisition of Instagram and like the whole Facebook Meta thing happening. Now, if you know, WhatsApp also, you can connect apps, right? You can connect your Instagram. So if someone's on your WhatsApp, they can also click your Instagram account. They can just go to your Instagram account via WhatsApp.
Oh.
If you come to my account, you will see a Instagram link.
Oh.
Right? So app integrations is because of course within the company. But now imagine if someone's WhatsApp is hacked. It's not just one app.
That's true.
Apps that are connected to
That's
your
true.
WhatsApp is
That's
also
true.
gone. It's like one to the other, right?
But once an account takeover happens, then everything connected to that. Like if you have payments enabled in that, like if you have, let's say, WhatsApp payments enabled. So your payments also can be done by impersonation.
Yeah.
And once that person has your account, the person can impersonate to be you and do social engineering. Can start calling people from your WhatsApp, and everybody would genuinely get a call from your number, right, or your WhatsApp account. And this impersonation can lead to any kind of compromise. It can lead to financial compromise. It can lead to them being, defrauded in many other ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned about 6-digit, but also there is 2MFA, right? If you haven't done it, please do it. But two-factor authentication is godsend, right? For a lot of people. WhatsApp also has that feature. So how does it affect and does it protect if you already have
So
2MFA?
in case somebody asks you for your verification code and you are quote unquote stupid enough to send it to that person, or you have been bamboozled into sending that. If you have two-factor authentication enabled, that if you have a secondary PIN enabled on your account, then the person would not be able to compromise. So that's a good thing. That while you are listening, please go to your WhatsApp account and enable PIN. If you don't know how to do it, just go to YouTube. There are hundreds of videos there which would tell you how to enable a PIN for your WhatsApp account. This would enable a layer of protection. So even if somebody gets your verification code, they won't be able to get to your account. There's another thing here that when your account is compromised, the person puts a PIN and they also change the primary number, which makes it very difficult for you to recover your account.
Interesting. Very, I mean, it's scary, but then there are definitely different ways. Now, WhatsApp scam, there are a couple of very interesting ones, right? Job scam is very, very popular, where you get messages, and there are people who have actually received money, right? Initial money, saying, hey, you go like 5 videos of mine and comment and leave a review, let's say a Google review, I'll give you money. And that money is not a lot, like it's 100 rupees, 200 rupees, but you end up actually sending your account details to someone.
True.
That's one. Second is, after that they will ask you to invest back, right? A lot of, so there is very interesting Reddit group that is discussing both. So one said, please don't engage, report, block immediately.
Right.
Second says, no, initially if you're getting money, just do it for the first few. The moment they ask you for money back, that's when you block it, right? Yeah, a lot of broke college guys, or like college kids, are very interested.
Who
and
is not broke in college?
all of them.
Yeah.
But depends, huh? If you're from Mitibai and some like fancy, maybe not. Uh, but yeah, so that is also, job scams are very, very popular. Which are the other ones which are very popular that you see, other than the 2MFA, and once your verification code is out and the access is given? Which
No,
are
so
the other
account
ones?
takeover has many methods.
Yeah.
So basically, it starts with sharing of any credentials like a 6-digit code, or somebody asking you to, they compromise you into sharing your QR code and linking another device. There are also methods where people set up call forwarding by asking you to dial a particular code.
Yes.
So it's generally *121* or a similar code, wherein your calls get forwarded. Your OTPs get forwarded to a particular number. So they scam you into doing that, and what would happen is that after that, your banking transactions, OTPs would be received by them. These are all social engineering techniques. See, you were also talking about this one particular technique where somebody had sent a picture.
Yeah, image.
What was that?
The steganography. So I'm sure it's a very popular method used by our kings. Used, like, it's the term itself is a very old.
The steganography thing.
Yeah, and it's used by government and a lot of these agencies as well. It basically, it means that you're concealing the information. So what is happening in the last I think in the last 5 to 10 days, there are a lot of news around this, where they're talking about how people are receiving images from unknown numbers. Now, one of the person received the image, and it said that this person is lost. If you know this person, or if you've seen this person,
The
please
Jabalpur
contact.
case.
Yeah, the Jabalpur case, right? And even if then the person did not really download as per what the report says, but then they kept receiving the call from that number, creating a sense of urgency, saying, hey, I have lost this person, but can you please see if you have seen that person, or please contact immediately. Now, because of that, the person downloaded that image, that led to downloading a malware and him losing 2 lakhs. First, he received a credit of 1 rupees. Second, 1 lakh rupees was debited.
Oh.
And the second time, it again another lakh, so about 2 lakhs odd was debited from this account. And then he immediately went to the bank, blocked it, and then bank realized there was an ATM in Hyderabad, I think Canara Bank, that's where the money was out. But the thing is that it's not very common.
It's a rare case when a technical vulnerability has been used.
Absolutely.
So I think how this was happening was, and I am very sure it must have been patched by now. So there's a library called Skya, which is used in the image parsers, which exist on most devices. And this image parser had a vulnerability. So while reading the image, the malware code was being read, and the malware code was being read, and it was allowing some kind of a remote access.
Yeah.
To or compromise of the device. But I'm very sure that this has been patched. So there is a system called CVEs,
Yes.
vulnerabilities and exploits. So these are patched from time to time, and generally larger companies like WhatsApp, or if it's an operating system flaw, people are the companies are issuing these patches almost on a weekly basis. So please, whenever you get an update of an app from the proper source, not from any other app store, please upgrade your app or operating system, because they are patching something which has been exploited in the wild.
Yeah.
So when you get that, okay, you have the next version of iOS or Android, go and see what have they patched, and you would see that they have actually patched things which are being exploited in the last 1 month or in the last some days, and you need to immediately update your phone so that you are saved against all these scams.
Yeah, a lot of people, let's say if we receive iOS upgrade, now a lot of people don't do it because one, it increases the memory that it takes, and second is no, it will slow down my phone. But the reality is that it may have certain, consequences as a part of it, but the larger scheme of thing is that there is a security issue or security update patch that they have to do, right? From that image perspective, I know there's a lot of news around this, that everyone's there are some people who are issuing statements like do not download any image at all.
Right.
But very clearly it's all about self hygiene, right? It's about knowing that you should not download anything from an unknown number or number that is suspicious, a number that is not related, you have no common groups, nothing. Do not download anything just because. There is a way you can always go and stop the auto download image and video. It will not just save you a scam but also save your memory, right? The second most important bit is understanding that one, being self-aware but also ensuring that your people around you are aware, even if they're calling up, even if they're creating a sense of urgency. The moment, we've covered this multiple times, but then the moment someone creates a self of urgency, there is something suspicious in there. So yeah, I mean, a lot of it
But it's
is,
very convincing, Karshika.
it
It's
is,
very
it is,
convincing.
it
Like,
is.
if,
It's true.
they basically are tapping into your humanity.
Yeah.
They're saying that I've had an accident or I need money, I'm stuck, police has arrested me. And it becomes very, very difficult to be, you feel that you're inhuman if you're not
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah.
And the only word of caution here is that you're a good human being, but don't share your OTP.
Yeah.
You may be the best human being, but don't share your OTP. Because this sense of urgency is created to defraud you into sharing your OTP or any verification code. So the primary thing is that in any case, do not share these credentials because they lead to account takeovers.
Right. One of the things that I think we covered in the past is also that there are now a lot of companies sending OTPs on WhatsApp,
Right.
which was never the case, right?
Right.
We received it via message, but now a lot of these, there are a lot of delivery companies. There is Shadowfax, and then there are so many other companies who are sending OTPs on WhatsApp. Now you always verify and look at, at least I do. I end up shopping so much, but I end up looking at the history, right? Have I received, if Shadowfax is sending it to me for one of the one of the deliveries, I would go back and check if I have received it before from Shadowfax, if this is legitimate. That's very, very important for one to do. A second is that all your OTPs are, if companies continue to put it on WhatsApp, which is again so popular, I am not too sure of how one can safeguard in a lot of ways when it becomes on a transaction or a financial side of it. But is there anything that one can do? In my case, my two-factor authentication are my three dogs. The moment someone is at the door, and if I don't hear my dog, I will not give them the OTP. It's an offline 2 MFA for me, actually 3 MFA for me, where I wait and then I'm like, okay, are you home? And the moment they say yes, and then I'm like, okay, I don't hear my dogs. And the moment dogs start barking, I'm like, yeah, here's the OTP. But not everyone's lucky to have dogs. So what other
Then
way?
they get a rabies injection.
No, not everyone's lucky to have dogs. I'm going to stick to that statement.
Right.
So how do you see the number of companies increasingly sending OTPs on WhatsApp? Do you think it's something that should be continued?
See, sending OTPs is not an issue. I think something has to be done about this methodology of the chap standing on your door and then in your absence asking you for OTP. Because this becomes very similar to the modus which fraudsters are using, asking you to send OTPs or inform about OTPs on phone, which I think is a very bad methodology. And something has to be done about this, that in any case OTPs should not be shared. So while companies are using it for ease of delivery, there has to be a better method.
How about we go through some of the confessions or active threats on different platforms?
Why not?
Yeah. Now imagine I was sipping margaritas in Goa, hopefully. And I
You
received
do it
this.
quite often.
Yeah. It's summers.
Yeah.
So let's say you gave an example of your friend whose WhatsApp was hacked, right? He was also sipping margarita somewhere, maybe tequila.
Yeah, I think
Um,
probably WhatsApp knows this. When you're sipping margaritas, they take over your account.
right? It's all the updates that we put in.
Right.
And then he received the call. If similar thing happens, right? What can one do if their WhatsApp is already hacked or compromised?
First thing is to protect everybody known to you, all your contacts. Your phone
You
is
got to
working, your
inform, yeah.
WhatsApp is not working, but your phone is working. Please call them and tell them that, hey, look, my account is hijacked. Please don't share any OTP that comes from my number.
But how is it scalable? I have 1,000 contacts on my
Yeah,
phone.
but you have to, or at least you go on your social media and put it.
Oh yeah, a lot of people do it, right, on Facebook or on Instagram,
Yeah,
saying,
on
"Hey, my
Instagram. Yeah,
yeah,
if
yeah,
people are constantly
account
checking
is
each other's stories on
account is
Instagram,
compromised." Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's kind of a mental madness. But people do it.
sure,
You know?
yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
We got to keep up,
Yep.
keep people updated and
I
make
understand.
them jealous of life.
I understand. So now what happens is that once your account is compromised, you need to alert others. Use any modality.
Yeah.
You may call them, you may put it on social media. And then I think it's important to start to recover your account. And that is where the difficult part starts. I have one grouse with all these companies. These guys know everything about me, right? These guys know where I live, what time I get up, what do I do, what messages I'm sending to, who's my frequent contact, which device I'm using, what are my linked devices, everything. But when my account gets hijacked, why don't they know? They know it, right? That this is an unknown phone, and this is a new IMEI at a new location, which is now using this particular thing. It's so difficult to get your account back, and it's really painful. It should be really automated.
Platform responsibility.
Platform responsibility. And why should somebody run from pillar to post just to recover their own account? So one simple method is that try and register it again. And if the person has not put a multi-factor or not change your primary phone number, then you'll get an SMS and you'll be able to recover your account. Or if you can go to, let's say, if you're using WhatsApp on a device, then you can go and unlink other devices.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
That is possible, right? Then do you think they'll still have the access?
No, but if the person has, changed the primary number, changed the primary device, and put a, multi-factor on that, then you've lost your account.
Not just account. Now, let's say I have a link has redirected me somewhere. I was clicking in like I was just probably crossing it, and then it's just taking me. It's as simple as that. And then it downloads a malware in my phone or an application.
Oh, that's a different thing. Your device compromise is a different thing. We are talking about account takeover.
Yeah.
So once your account is taken over, then how do you recover it?
Yeah, but then this can also happen as a part of account takeover. Would it?
So that's a more serious thing.
Yeah.
If your device is compromised, it's a more serious thing, because somebody would then have remote access to your account. Then they can literally go into your files and literally go into your photos and literally go into your contacts. If they have access to your device, then they can make calls from your device, so on and so forth. But once your device is compromised, first, it is essential to alert everybody. Yeah. Second, start a recovery procedure. So there is help inside WhatsApp, wherein if you go, they will tell you how to try and recover. If you have secondary emails, then you can also email to WhatsApp. And after the 2021 intermediary rules, every large platform which has more than 50 million customers in India has to have a resident nodal officer here, a grievance officer. So their numbers and their contacts are available on the internet, and you may check that. So you also have to write to them in case you are not able to recover your account in time. So the question is that the process of recovery is not very simple. And generally, if the person has taken, the hijacker has taken care to change the primary number or, obliterate all signs of your ownership, then it may take a long time, probably a week.
Why are we so focused as a country or as a world is making everything like this difficult for
No,
the
it's not us.
victim?
No. It's not about India. These are
No, for the
platform
world,
policies.
anyone, right? Anything that we make it very difficult for someone. Why are people like one of the reasons why people do not want to do a lot of those things is the hassle to go through it.
You are a security professional. You would understand that security versus utility is always a hassle. That these steps are there to secure your account. Otherwise, if these steps are not there, it would be easier for anybody to take over.
Of course.
Right? So takeover would increase. So this verification, enhanced verification, after your account has been taken over, is there to protect you.
Hmm.
However, I think it should have been made easier, because a lot of people call me up for help and it becomes really difficult to help them once the account is taken over. It spreads like wildfire. So, how it happens is that the attacker compromises one device or one account, and then all the contacts are, on an automatic script, they get these messages, and then they start getting hijacked. See, once that happens, then literally your life is your digital life. Almost everything is there. You have linked apps, you have linked payment systems, you have put your photos, you have put your personal information, everything is there. And now all this is in the hands of a third person who's a malicious person.
Yeah, and then you share so many things,
You
right?
have
You're
shared so many
sharing
things, yes.
so many different documents, including bank statements. Now you can retrieve your bank statements on WhatsApp. All you
Yes,
have to do is just write on, like, the duration of the
absolutely.
bank statement that you need, and then you'll get it in like minute seconds.
Yep,
Now imagine all that data is just out there, and these are sensitive data.
true, 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 true.
Apart from platform responsibility that you and I have very little to do with, has a lot to do with the larger governance and the compliance that has to be there in place. I just think that since WhatsApp is an integrated part of it, there's a lot of hygiene that we have to take. There are a lot of people who are also suggesting, I still am in the middle of whether or not, but then there are apps like Truecaller where they go and check whether or not this particular phone number belongs to who.
Oh, scamsters, what they do is, for apps like Truecaller, they generally put so many requests with that number, right? Or basically they scam the Truecaller by putting up a fake identity.
Yes.
So sometimes when you check, you get the scammer's identity as the identity it is wanting to portray.
Oh, absolutely. Again, so a lot of people, when they say, if they see Truecaller and it's something to do with, okay, this is a legitimate account, then it's still gray area. It's not necessarily
It's not a
something
good
that,
verification tool.
it's not.
I had also seen a method used by scammers wherein they were getting into Google Maps and updating numbers and basically putting their own numbers, right?
Oh, so there was a scam that briefly happened also on the companies, right? Like they changed the details,
Yeah,
they changed a lot of those. So in this episode, we're starting a new segment called Trust It or Trash It.
Trust it or trash it. Disappearing messages,
Trust it. Good thing.
answering WhatsApp calls from unknown numbers,
Absolutely not. Trash it.
filling survey questions,
You can do. Trust it.
Okay, I'll send you one.
replying to unknown "Hello G, how are you?" people on WhatsApp,
Are
Trash
they
it.
cute?
Trash it. Trash it.
Trash it. Don't.
locking your apps by default,
Trust it. Good practice.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
sharing OTPs.
Please don't do that. Trash it.
Just don't.
Your electricity provider sends you a bill reminder from an official WhatsApp business account with a green tick.
Trust it.
Yeah, trust it.
WhatsApp payments.
If it is from the known source, trust it. Otherwise, trash it.
Giving your phone to others.
Trash it. They may actually take your phone and dial a forwarding code on that, and all your calls will get forwarded. So when transactions happen, you won't get your OTPs, you won't get your calls, you won't get any alerts.
Yeah. There are different kinds of forwarding also. There's unconditional forwarding as
Yes.
well, and it's very difficult. You can find it out, but there was a case that happened where this lady in Bangalore was at the international airport, and she was going to the lounge, and she gave her phone to the person, and then after that she lost like some money out of it because her phone was not with her, and then obviously that ended up into call forwarding and the whole circle gimmick around it. But do not give it to any unknown person or someone that that you've just met, or even if just scan it yourself, right? So just don't.
So
don't
that
do
also
that.
says that if there is a suspicious, transaction on your account, or if you get any such red flags, you should immediately verify with your bank, and you should also, if possible, scan your phone for malware.
Yes, and there is a way you can check if your calls are being forwarded, your messages are being forwarded. There's a way to also do that.
You get a message from a number with your friend's profile picture.
Trash it. Maybe somebody impersonating. It's very easy to pick up profile pictures from anywhere and then use it to scam others.
Trash it. WhatsApp does give you, if someone has changed their numbers, if it's your known contact, WhatsApp actually sends you a notification saying, please update the contact to
If the
new
primary
one.
number has changed.
Yeah. If the primary number has
So it would be a
changed.
good idea to actually contact the primary number and ask them
Yeah,
if they've, so
yes.
they will get alerted that if somebody is using their profile.
Yes. That's also things that I think as a part of the hygiene you should do.
People adding you to groups.
Trash it. If you are not known to them, if it's not a known person, if you're not members in similar groups, trash it, because it can be a scam.
Yeah, and even before that, they send you a link, right, to join the particular broadcast group or
Those are
community or anything.
channels.
No. Even before that, you can't just join the channel. Now, it used to be the case where people just moved make the group, but now if there's this unknown person, they will first send you the link. One, you don't know whether that link is actually taking you to the broadcast or the community, and second is, of course, if it's from the unknown source, do not
So go into
click
your
over it.
settings. Actually, you can, regulate these things. And in your settings, you can choose whether people can add you to groups automatically or not, and make it off,
Yeah.
so that you have a choice. And it's not so that people have added you to groups overnight. There are also legal liabilities, because let's say you added to a group which ends up doing something which is of criminal nature, right? And being present there may attract some kind of legal liability for you. So go into your settings and stop being, allowing anybody to add you to a group without your consent. In that case, the only way to add you to a group would be that this person has disabled these settings, so they'll send you a link, and then it would be your choice whether you want to join that group or not. And you can do cross verification,
Right.
like you can check up with people, find out whether they are trustworthy or not, whether it's, in case of any organization, whether it's verified or not, or whether it's a genuine number or not.
You receive an OTP for WhatsApp login even though you didn't request it.
Absolutely trash it, because it may be a verification code. So generally, when scamsters are trying to do account takeover, they have a script running which is continuously trying to log in into numbers, and this is generating these OTP codes, and these verification codes come to people. If you share these numbers or if you enter them, then probably the possibility of account takeover exists.
Bank sends a WhatsApp message asking you to update KYC, but from an unverified number.
Absolutely
Trash
trash it. In fact, RBI new regulations after March 2025 are that for transactional messages and calls, only 1600 numbers, 1600 numbers are allowed, and for promotional ones, 140 dash numbers are allowed. So these are the new banking regulations by RBI.
So that's the end of our segment and our episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do send your queries or questions if you have any. Subscribe to IVM podcast channel to see all our episodes, including this one. And do listen to our podcast to any medium that you have, Amazon, Apple, or anything that you listen to. We're all there.